devils. Our colors will be red like fire and black like the fear we will invoke in our opponents. This wonderful night bestows us with the colors of our crest, black and azure against the gilded backdrop of stars. It should be called Internazionale because we are brothers of the world. Those were the famous words of the two clubs we know today as AC Milan and Internazionale. Two clubs that used to be one, which make up one of the biggest derbies in the modern world of football. How did this happen? To answer this question, we need to go way back in time. Back to December 19th, 1899 to be exact. Because AC Milan Football Club was founded on this day as Milan Football and Cricket Club by English expatriates Alfred Edwards and Herbert Kilpin. They won their first Italian championship in 1901, followed by back-to-back titles in 1906 and 07. But then, something happened. In 1908, the Italian league was divided into two, the Italian Championship and the Federal Championship. The Italian Championship only allowed domestic players, whereas the Federal Championship allowed foreign players. This created a big problem within the club, as Edwards wanted Milan to join the Italian Championship, whereas many of the members of the club wanted to join the Federal Championship. Milan then initially signed up for the Italian Championship, but had to withdraw before the season started. This led to a forever-defining moment of Italian football, the night at Ristorante L'Orologio di Milano. It was here on March 9, 1908 that the members of the club sat down to decide the future of the club, and the decision was to split AC Milan into two, creating a new club which we today know as Internazionale. The purpose was to allow foreign, international players on the team, thus the name Internazionale. So after AC Milan was split into two, they didn't manage to win a single domestic league title until 1950-51. Internazionale, on the other hand, won its first championship in 1910 and its second in 1920. However, during the fascist era, Internazionale was forced to merge and change names several times, and it wasn't until 1945 that they reclaimed their original name. In 1986, Silvio Berlusconi invested a lot of money in AC Milan and hired Arrigo Sacchi as the new head coach. He quickly added three Dutchmen to the team, Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten and Frank Rijkaard, and this led to an unstoppable period of dominance. And the Milan team of the 89-90 season was nicknamed the Immortals and regarded as one of the best club sides of all time. Internazionale might not be immortals, but remain the only Italian club to never get relegated, and they have a total of 18 Italian championships, just like AC Milan. As long as these two clubs have existed, there's been a huge natural rivalry between them. This derby match is called Derby della Madonnina, and the name comes from the Madonna figure on top of the big cathedral in the center of Milan, Il Duomo. The first derby match took place on October 18, 1908, giving Milan a 2-1 victory. In the early days of the club, the fans were split by an economic divide. The reason was that since Internazionale was the first team to accept foreign players, they were also able to attract wealthy expatriates. So in some areas, Inter was seen as the upper class of Milan, whereas the majority of AC Milan's fan base were the working class people. There has been many great derbies between them. In 1949, Inter won 6-5 in an insane drama, which Milan had led 4-1. In 1984, Milan won 2-1 after coming back from the Serie B and not beating Inter for 6 years. In the Champions League semi-final of 2003, both matches resulted in a draw, but Milan managed to progress due to an away goal. Then later, in the Champions League quarter-final in 2005, Inter would get their revenge, winning 3-2 with a late winner from Adriano. So in conclusion, the Derby della Madonnina is pretty unique as it splits the city in two, but at the same time unites due to their shared past and the fact that they even share the same stadium. The more violent nature between fans in other derbies is non-existent, and the fans instead put their energy into the tifos to back players showing their pride and energy on the pitch.